How's it going, everyone? I'm the one and only Kaiju Sage. Welcome back to a new video, and it's been a little while. I'm sorry about that. I was uploading, I was doing everything was going great, and then it came time. I've just graduated from college, so it's time for job application frenzy, right? So I really had to start like just bearing down and doing job applications. And every day when I was recording a video, I would feel kind of tired afterwards, right? I record my video, edit my video, make my own thumbnail, do anything else that I had to do for the day, like in the form of dishes and things around my apartment and stuff. And like, that's a pretty good bit to like kind of like take out of you, and then like to be like, okay, it's time for 30 minutes of job applications. It's a little much. But that's why I haven't been uploading. I've just been applying for jobs, and now I've applied for a ton, so I think I am safe to wait and hear back from those, and I'll keep applying for some more if I need to. But yeah, for now, I'm going to start uploading again because we have so many great things on the ARPG front coming up really, really soon. We have the Last Epoch multiplayer beta, the actual implementation of the multiplayer beta into the main game, not the side like you had to go ahead and like install it and do everything else. Like that was a little bit different. My brother and I played it a little bit. It was very wonky, and so I ended up just scrapping it. I was recording a video for that, but I just scrapped it. So I will record and do stuff on the 9th, which is this Thursday, but it's not dropping until Thursday, so you guys probably won't see the actual gameplay of that until Monday or Monday, Tuesday ish, depending on how that goes, how I'm able to edit it over the weekend and stuff. But yeah, like you guys will see some actual gameplay of this. But today, I just want to talk about The Last Epoch. I want to talk about my plans for it. I want to also talk about a little bit of Diablo 4 stuff, the plans for that, because that's also coming up very, very soon. And just some, like good things coming for the content on this channel. So, thank you all for sticking around if you did. Thank you all for subscribing. Please continue to do so. If you enjoy this video and you enjoy the content that I make, please don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. I really appreciate it. And let's dive in and talk about the Last Epoch updates and the game itself, and then we'll talk about Diablo 4 briefly at the end. And yeah, we'll just talk about my plans for what I'm going to be doing for these things. Let's do it. So here, as you can see on screen right now, I've got the multiplayer beta, like patch notes basically on the Last Epoch forum. They have their own forum. If you're interested, if you're curious, if you've never heard of it before, you can pull this up yourself. It's literally Last Epoch. It's people call it Last Epoch, but if you put in Epoch into Google pronunciations, it's apparently supposed to be read as Epic. I guess it makes sense for the name of the game. So, it's an epic story, whatever. So, that style of storytelling. Anyway, let's talk about the actual content of it, right? So, here you go. So, party play. The Last Epoch has been a game that has been in early access, available on Steam for like 6 years. I think 6 years, 7 years plus, maybe. I could be overshooting that. It's been around for a while. They have been piecing this game together, and it's been getting better and better and better and better. With every passing update, the game just got more and more content, more and more updates, more and more polish, and it's a really good game, to be honest with you. It has some really good systems. If you want a full breakdown of those, you can go check out 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝙿. 𝙀𝙀𝙃, within the last couple of days, made a 12 things that The Last Epoch does different than Path of Exile video, and he just goes through and gives a detailed breakdown of all those systems. You should go check out that video. I'm not going to go through that in this video. I'll probably make videos over the course of playing the game over like a little while after starting on the 9th and beyond. Once I reach those systems and I feel like making that video with my own footage. But yeah, if you want it right now, right this very second, with a decent breakdown, you can go watch 𝙀𝙀𝙃's video. But anyway, all that it has been lacking is multiplayer. It's only been single player up to this point because, obviously, if you know anything about gaming or game design and making a game, multiplayer is tough. It is a tough thing to implement. Like, it is something that you have to put in a lot of work. It requires, connecting it to a server, and it requires doing a lot of things on the back end to make sure that everything goes well. Not only, to talk about the actual implementation of the multiplayer needs to be good. And I think they have it done right. Here you can see partying, how they're handling other players, how they're handling towns, how they're handling loot, and enemy scaling. So we'll talk about each of these bullet points, and I'll give my thoughts on it, and yeah. So partying, you can party with any friend at any time. Simply add them to your friends list. So you just go to the social panel, add them by their name, and there you go. I think they have like a little like ID number or something, maybe too. I don't know that. I don't remember. It might also be different from how the open beta was that you had to download separately. Other players. Only players in your party will be able to join the same zone instances as you. You will not run into random strangers out in the open world. So what they're saying there is they have plans basically in the very next bullet point. They have future plans to make towns where other players can be visible that are not in your party, basically kind of Path of Exile-esque, right? Think of Path of Exile as the perfect example. My audience is for Path of Exile. This is a great example. You will see other players in towns. You will not see other players out in your actual, enemy and killing and loot instanced zones and stuff like that. Only in town. You'll see other players. There you go. I think it's a good way to handle it. It gives the game more life. You see other players, and it keeps the game from getting cluttered and messy in the actual combat areas. If you put other players in the combat areas, then it starts to become kind of weird, and you might run into like there's too many effects happening on screen. There's other issues where like if someone's doing a bunch of stuff off screen, does it still have to process it and it crashes your game? It's just gross. It's a bad idea, so they're going to not do that. Smart idea. Towns having other players is also a good idea because it gives you the idea of, oh, this game is alive and flourishing. I can see all these other people playing the game, same as me. You can see cool cosmetics, so it also makes them more money. It's smart. It's a good idea for them because you can be like, oh, that's a cool cosmetic. What's that? And you go through the store and find it and be like, oh, I can buy that for like $20. But yeah, good ideas. Loot. They're handling loot the right way, in my opinion. Loot is instanced. You can see and pick up items that drop for you, but you don't see other players' items. And then, however, if an item drops while you're in the same zone as another player, you can gift it to them at any time. So, essentially, play together. As long as the items drop in your party, like as long as you're playing in a party with people, you can trade them items. And that's fine for now because they don't have a, what do you call it? They don't have a marketplace yet. They don't have a trade site yet. They said they are working on it. If you scroll down a little bit, yeah, item gifting, they talk about it here and the actual like trading functionality of it, which I guess I can scroll down and talk about that a little bit. But all this stuff to say, there is loot that can go between players, but I personally love the instanced loot where I see my loot and I don't have to worry about being like, oh, that dropped for my friend. Let me, make sure that I tell them to pick up X thing, because it does make the screen more cluttered. It makes it be like, oh, that grayed out item that dropped on my loot filter in Path of Exile was actually for my friend Bob or my brother. It kind of does get annoying when there's a nice drop and it wasn't for me and I hear the sound and stuff still. So that's just a little pet peeve. I like this better. I think it's good. I think they should make it where any drop at any time can be traded. Obviously, that's probably their goal, is to make a marketplace. They're still in 0.9. They're not in their 1.0 launch yet, and they're just now getting multiplayer added into the game. So I'm not going to be too harsh on them about this. This is something where they will get a trade site going or a marketplace in the game, and they will have an implementation where items can be traded. But for now, it's item gifting. Play in parties. If you want to trade with people, it'll be fine. I think it'll be good. And enemy scaling is exactly like I didn't fully read this actually. Enemies have additional health based on the number of players. The scaling is more exaggerated in later chapters and end game activities. Enemy damage quantity and other properties do not change based on the number of players. That is interesting. Okay. So enemies just get tankier, essentially. You don't have more enemies. You don't have higher damaging enemies. They don't have additional properties based on number of players. It's just more health currently. That might change. I don't know that. It might not. I have no idea. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see what they do with the future of their game. I'm excited. This game is very cool. And like I said, you will see some gameplay of this coming soon on this channel. And I highly recommend, if you want to see more about all this stuff, you can scroll through and look at all of this. But I think all of this is, positive. This will be a game that I plan on covering amidst a cycle of Path of Exile, Diablo 4, especially, probably primarily focusing on Diablo 4 until Path of Exile 2 comes out, and then I will just alternate between those two. But this will be a fun third game in the cycle because I do really like this game. It's a very fun change of pace from those two games, and it just gives a different feel to play the game, to play through it. It's a lot of fun. Now, I totally forgot to pull it up, so one second. Diablo 4. What am I talking about? Beta. Diablo 4 beta. Let's talk about that for a second. Beta access. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Anyway, whatever I'm talking about. Yeah, here we go. March 19th. Yep, March 17th to the 19th. You can see right here on screen, they have 2 weekend betas. So on the March 17th to the 19th, my brother and I have pre-ordered it. We're going to be playing it. We're definitely going to be, I'll record that over that weekend, and then I'll make some videos over the next few days talking about my thoughts on a lot of the things. It's only Act 1. It's only up to level 25. And on the 17th to the 19th beta, you will only be able to play Barbarian, Sorcerer or Sorceress, and Rogue. So I will probably be playing Sorceress or whatever first and foremost. I love magic. Magic characters are my thing in games. So the Sorcerer and the Necromancer are going to be my favorite things. And then I might do a Druid playthrough as well. I'll eventually get around to Barbarian and Rogue, but those will be 4th and 5th on the list. So I'm going to be playing Sorcerer, and then on the 24th to the 26th, that's when the Necromancer and the Druid will be available for playing, and it'll be the same deal. Act 1 only, level 25 capped, and yeah, my brother and I are going to play it. We've got the game pre-ordered, so you can bet when day 1 happens of these things. I didn't get the early access. I didn't want to pay the $100, so it'll be everybody's day 1 launch release I'll be playing. So yeah, there's that. But these are my plans going forward. I plan to play the Last Epoch coming up real soon. When the multiplayer beta comes around, I'm actually going to be playing through the whole game because I actually have not played to end game yet in the Last Epoch. I've beaten the story a couple of times, but I've never gone into their end game systems. And I'm looking forward to that. Can't wait to cover that on video, and I'll make sure to record my experiences with these things. And yeah, I look forward to sharing all that with you guys. I hope you're all still around. I hope you haven't given up on me. I apologize. I promise I will not go another month without an upload. There might still be a little bit of sporadicness while I just try to find the things that I want to upload, right? It's a little hard when Path of Exile has bored me, and then they're like, we have another month to go in the league, so I won't be getting a new Path of Exile league to cover until April. So I gotta make things work. So anyway, thank you all for sticking around. Anybody that did, I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Help the channel continue to grow. I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you all for a new video, hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, I look forward to it. Have a great day.